Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is the Recount number 2. It's been out for a couple weeks, but we got a physical copy in our Scout Comics box, the monthly box of their new issues that we got. Super excited for this issue. I absolutely wanted to go review it because it's so awesome. And this series, I think, is one of my favorite series to have come out in probably the last year. The first issue came out, I think, towards the end of it was around Election Day last year, and then Scout's doing a thing where they're delaying the first issue to try to build up some buzz. Second issue is finally here, and I can't wait for everything to come. The story is the president steps down because he's super corrupt, winds up getting assassinated. There's an uprising that goes on, and this kind of group has decided that they want to enact revenge against anyone that supported that president, from the vice president down to people who voted for him. So they use things like the social network posts, donation records, and pretty much anything that they can to find out who supported this president, and they're going after him. So the second issue has a couple aspects to it. One, it kind of shows you some of that revenge going on, and then two, focuses on the vice president who needs to go and get to safety. Now the thing is like, you don't know who to trust. In the first issue, all sorts of people kind of turned on the vice president, tried to kill her. We don't know who's on what side. It's really out there and crazy as far as that, and I'm still not quite sure 100% who we can trust. The next part that's really kind of good about this issue, that's great about this issue, is it starts giving you some details as to the corruption of how deep that goes into the president who's been assassinated, or former president, whatever you want to call it, the bad president. It really dives into like some of his policies, like dances around that a little bit. Some of the revelations towards the end of the comic like really throws out some deep shit. It's really, really impressive as to like how much thought has gone into this comic. It's written by Jonathan Hedrick, artist is Gabriel, Ibarra, Nunez, colors by Sunil, Ghagre, and then lettering by Christian Docolomansky. I think I got all that right. As I said, the thing that I really, really like about this comic is that it clearly has put into a lot of thought as to the story and how this kind of like revenge would go and be decided. So, the big focus in this issue is the Electoral College, everyone that voted for the president through the Electoral College, which is kind of fascinating in that, one, they're forced to do that, but two, obviously they had to go and say they were for the president to get elected to the Electoral College. And, it's not something I think a lot of people would not necessarily think of as far as that list of revenge. Like, it's a really solid detail that that plays off, really plays to the story and also shows a like grounded aspect to it. It's I think really, really cool in that it uses a lot of civics to tell its story, which is kind of funny. You can learn about how the government works by the story about someone trying to assassinate the government. The other thing that is interesting in the comic is it starts to hint as to who is behind this movement. I'm 99% sure I know who it is. I don't think it's all that complicated nor meant to be that complicated. I'm sure when the mask is revealed, it's going to be pretty obvious as to who it is, which is totally fine. The action is so solid in the comic. The story is really great. Like, there is nothing I dislike about this comic. This is seriously one that has me on the edge of my seat. I would love to see this as a television series. I thought about maybe it on a big screen, but like as a television series, a maxi series of whatever 12 to 24 episodes for like one season, this would be pretty freaking awesome. So hopefully someone's smart enough to go pick this up. I could easily see this being done. But yeah, it's really, really good. I think the art is solid. The art is so freaking good. We can see some of the election night and how things didn't go right in the beginning. And here is, we'll leave it at this. Here is an average Joe taking out his revenge on a voter. The story being that his son was sent over to a war that he didn't support and wound up dying, so he feels that a life for life is totally fair. They voted for this crap president who put the country into a crap war and got people killed, and They're blaming those who voted. And you know what? It's a weird justification that you kind of sit there and be like, I don't totally disagree with it. Obviously, the action, yes, but like blaming supporters of someone for crap policy is, I don't think, not unjustified. So yeah, it's a really, really solid issue. I like it. I mean, the thing that's really interesting is the first issue came out before January 6th. Reading this post January 6th is a little bit different. There's definitely a different vibe to it. So I think it's going to be fascinating to read this as the series goes on and how that's, on our mind as a very, very real event. Out in comic shops now. Highly, highly recommend this. I'll put a link underneath this video where you can purchase it. Some might be affiliate links. I really have no idea. But it's affiliate links. They support us. You'll support us that way. Really appreciate it. You can obviously go and try to find your local comic shop. We got a link beneath for that. Put in your zip code. Tell the shops near you. Go support them first and foremost. And speaking of support, I want to thank you for watching. We always appreciate that. And if you're into comics, if you're into Scout, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.